What's going on YouTube? T-Movies here. Now, here is my throwback segment, where I talk about the films that turns 10, 20, and 30 this week. Alright, the films celebrating their 10th anniversary, we of course got Fast and Furious 6. Now, this time around, of course in theaters now we do got Fast X, but 10 years ago this week, we had another Fast and Furious movie released in May, and that was of course Fast 6. And Fast Six was awesome. I mean, it was really fun. The fight scene between Michelle Rodriguez and Gina Carano maybe beat out Dwayne Johnson Vin Diesel fight scene from Fast X. And of course, this was actually not really the last time we got to see Paul Walker as Brian, but this did come out around a time where pretty much in the same year where like a couple months before Paul Walker's sudden passing. And Fast Six was such a really cool installment, and yeah, and of course, this time around you had Jason Statham as the villain, who of course Jason Statham playing Shaw, maybe one of the best villains in the Fast and Furious movies until Jason Momoa came around, but yeah. Anyway, also turning 10, we got The Hangover Part 3. This time around, of course, we had Phil, Stu, Doug, and Alan. As they try to get Alan the help he needs after a personal crisis, and after the bachelor party in Bangkok. However, things go AWOR when an accident from the original film comes back to haunt them. And of course, you had John Goodman as the villain in this. You know, I gotta say, I really like the Hangover films. I really find them to be really funny. They're really entertaining. I love the group of characters here. Of course, directed by Todd Phillips, who of course did give us most recent gave us Joker and all. But yeah, I had a really fun time with Hangover 3. I mean, of course, this was the last some other Hangover films, and I would have loved to have seen some more. But hey, they they pretty much ended off with a bang and ended off perfectly. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen the Hangover movies, do yourself a favor, go watch them. They are some of the funniest films to see. All right. Also turning 10, we got the Blue Sky anime film Epic. Now, of course, this features the voice talents of the likes of Colin Farrell, Josh Hutcherson, Amanda Seyfried, Christoph Waltz, Aziz Ansari, Pitbull, Jason Sudeikis, Steven Tyler, Beyonce. One of the most oddest voice casts in an anime film, probably. But Epic was a really decent anime film. Now, if you guys don't know much about the story here, after we got this teenager named Mary Catherine who gets drunk and teleports to this tiny woodland kingdom inhabited by talking slugs and all. And of course, along with their new friends, they must protect the world that she never knew existed here in a bigger world. And yeah, Epic is also based on a book here, and it's directed by Chris Wedge, who you might know as the voice of Scrat from the Ice Age movies. I do miss Blue Sky. It's a shame that they shut down their studios, following Spies in the Skies. But I had a fun time with Epic. It's not as good as let's say the Ice Age movies or the Rio movies or anything, but it is really cute. It is really entertaining, charming. I love the voice talent. So, and sadly the movie did not do so well at the time. So yeah, if you guys haven't really seen Epic, give it a go. Really decent film. Alright, also turning 10, we got Before Midnight, which was, of course, once again directed by Richard Linklater and was the third installment of a Before trilogy. And of course, this had Ethan Hawke, Julie Delpy was also in this. And the film once again follows Jesse and Celine, played by Hawke and Delpy, who are now a couple as they spend a summer vacation in Greece with their children. I mean, yeah, Before trilogy is really terrific. It's cute, charming. The chemistry between Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy is terrific. And the third one is maybe one of the best ones that was a really good complete trilogy. Julie Delpy has been talking about possible another Before film, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen to be honest. But the Before movies are really terrific. You guys ever seen that? And Before Midnight was a really great ending for it. So yeah. All right, films turning 20. We of course got the Jim Carrey classic Bruce Almighty. Now, of course, here you had Bruce Almighty pretty much portraying this guy who ends up getting the powers of God, who of course is voiced by Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman as God, let's be real, is one of the greatest castings they've ever done. I mean, you really buy Morgan Freeman as God, and of course you had Jennifer Aniston was in this, Steve Carell, of course they did that spin-off Evan Almighty, and Bruce Almighty was also from the same director who directed Jim Carrey in movies like Ace Ventura, Liar Liar, and yeah, Bruce Almighty is terrific. It's funny. Uh, the entertaining value is really decent. This movie still holds up, I believe, and it's awesome. And of course, you had Phil Baker Hall was also in this, R.I.P. You had some really decent cast members. I mean, if you guys never seen Bruce Almighty, watch Bruce Almighty. You do not need to bother with Ever Almighty because that movie is terrible. It's a shame that some of the sequels without Jim Carrey does not ends up being terrible. Whether it's like Dumb and Dumber, When Harry Met Lloyd, or Son of the Mask. I guess Ever Almighty isn't as bad as Son of the Mask is, but it's still not that great. Alright, also turning 20, we got the movie The In-Laws, which stars the likes of Michael Douglas, Albert Brooks, young Ryan Reynolds, Kenneth Bergen. And right before his daughter's wedding, a mild-mannered foot doctor discovers that his future son-in-law's father is a freewheeling international spy. Now, this movie is actually pretty fun. You know, Michael Douglas and Ryan Reynolds in this is really interesting. Robert Tunney was in this. Albert Brooks was great in this. So, really decent little film. Alright. Now, the film's turning 30 this week. We, of course, got Hot Shots Part 2. Now, this was, of course, directed by Airplane director Jim Abrams, and starred the likes of Charlie Sheen, of course, reprising his role here, and was a follow to 1991's Hot Shot, which the first one was more of a parody of Top Gun. This one was more of a parody of, this was, of course, a parody of Rambo First Blood. I mean, they don't make these spoof movies like they used to. Like, of course, back in like the 70s, 80s, they did classic spoof films where they talk about Blazing Saddles, Airplane, and all. And Hot Shots Part 2 is probably even funnier than the first Hot Shots. You know, Charlie Sheen, of course, at the height of his career, was awesome in this. You know, you also had some other cast members like, you even had Lloyd Bridges was also in this, Valerie Galano. You even had Rowan Atkinson was also in this, Miguel Ferrer. Really fun film if you guys haven't seen that. Also turning Also turning 30, we got the erotic film Silver, which stars Sharon Stone, who really had a habit of doing erotic-based films at the time. Of course, she did Basic Instinct, and Silver was one of them. And oh boy, I remember. Now, Silver probably isn't as memorable as Basic Instinct. Like, it does not have like that iconic lake cross scene from Basic Instinct. I hope people here do not know what Basic Instinct is, because I do not want to get fired for talking about Basic Instinct. But anyway, of course, you had Sharon Stone, William Baldwin, Tom Berenger, Martin Landau, C.C.H. Pounder. And it was directed by Philip Noyce, who's directed movies like Patriot Games, Clear Present Danger, Salt, The Bone Collector. And if you guys don't know much about the story here, it's about a woman played by Sharon Stone who moves into this New York City apartment building, where she soon discovers houses tenants with all manner of shocking secrets. And yeah, this movie also, I believe it was actually NC-17 at the time, which, yeah, NC-17 movies could be interesting. Yeah, Silver is, like I said, not as good as Basic Instinct, but definitely felt like a cousin to Basic Instinct in a weird way. And it was actually really decent. Sharon Stone, come on, that woman still looks great, by the way. Like, if you guys never seen Sharon Stone's Instagram page, that woman, I believe, is in her 50s, and God bless Sharon Stone, man. But, yep, Silver is still really good one if you guys never seen that. And come on, you can't go wrong with Baldwin, Tom Berenger is always great, so really decent film there. All right, last but not least, the film also turning 30. We got the terrible dinosaur film Carnosaur. Now, this movie starred Diane Ladd along with Jennifer Ronan and was based on a novel of the same name and follows characters Doc Smith and Alan Trush in their efforts to Dr. Jane Tiptree's plan to exterminate the human race with lethal virus and replace her with a genetically created dinosaur. Now, people probably say that, oh, this is just a rip off of Jurassic Park. Let me just say right now, this movie came out like a month before Jurassic Park was released. So yeah, but this is probably the worst version of Jurassic Park in my opinion. It's god awful. I mean, it's really those movies that are so bad it's good, but it's not even all that scary. I mean, thank God, a year like a month after we got a better dinosaur movie, which was of course Jurassic Park. But yeah, Carnosaur was not a great one. I mean, I love a good dinosaur movie, whether it's Land Before Time, whether it's Jurassic Park. But Carnosaur is one of the few dinosaur movies that's just straight up bad. And yeah, I mean, granted, maybe they were trying to play on the book because the book did got released years before Jurassic Park, obviously. But yeah, Carnosaur wasn't all that great. I mean, if you want to watch a better dinosaur movie, just stick to Jurassic Park. But that's pretty much it there. Let me leave it to you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? To me, the 10-year one will probably be. Let's see. Will probably be the Hangover Part 3. I kind of prefer that over Fast 6 and even Before Midnight. Because that movie is actually, like, the John Goodman scenes really crack me up. The, Celebrating 20, the one that really stands out to me the most is, of course, Bruce Almighty. And the dirtier one, I'm going to say Hot Shot Part 2. Anyway, drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Him signing out.